Getting Dicey.
I don't know what was happening there, Joe. What was it?
I think every time you play a video, I think it would just be funny for as it was ending and cuts off back to us to have someone just being like, yeah, fuck the viewers.
Whoa. I only just put the audio back on as you said that, by the way. No, kidding. Tell us how you really feel. Okay, so I'm just going to set the scene for you guys again. So in this kind of area, there's the smell of rotting meat. You are all at the top of this kind of crevasse, and you can see Lorros lying on the ground prone after being slashed across his chest twice by this Nothic, this creature that's been delving into your minds and sort of reading some of your past from you. You can see the Nothic is salivating. You know that it's hungry after what you learned of it 2 weeks ago. And while Sigg has quickly returned with part of a Redbrand, I believe a part of it has been thrown into the crevasse via Byrem. The Nothic is right. The Nothic has one claw resting on Lorros, and he's salivating. We'll go back. We'll bring up the turn order again, just so we can. That was that's right. So that was the Nothic's turn, bringing Lorros down, basically. And he's ending his turn salivating and sniffing over the body. So we're going to move forward to Baron Byrem.
Okay. So, oh my god, I'm quite high up. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, you're 20 foot up.
20 feet.
Yeah. See, Lorros jumped down 20 foot. That was the same amount that Miraqen fell from the bridge. We have also been given 100 bits via Maxim Del Vinci. So that means, Maxime, you get to donate a point of initiative at some point tonight. So you just let us know when you want that initiative point to be thrown out. You
mean inspiration?
Inspiration. What did I say, sorry? Initiative. All right. Okay, cool. Whatever.
Okay.
I don't care.
Don't worry, we got this.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You get everything.
Yeah. Whatever I don't get, I pretend I do, because I'm God of the story right now. And that's it. So
end of the story. So if can I jump down, or with that, is there any room for me down there? That's the question.
Yeah, you could get down there. Basically, it's kind of it's a slope, so you could absolutely, it's just sort of like
but is there room? Okay. Is there room for me to just stand down there, because it's like filled up with a Lorros?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be kind of behind Lorros's body, which is kind of lying unconscious on the ground.
I'm covered in saliva.
Yes, I just want to confirm he is in a dying state. We haven't started the death rolls.
Okay, so he hasn't been hit or anything?
No.
All right. And this, so yeah, does he look like he's going to eat the food that we threw down? I threw like some unfortunate part of a body from one of the guards in front of him.
Yeah, you threw an arm. I believe it was an arm that you managed to sort of toss down in front of him.
Last time you said it was a knob.
I think there was contention about exactly which body part.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, so basically it's been thrown down, and I think he watched it land in front of him, but at that time he was being held off the ground by the throat from Lorros, and now all he can see is this dead, enormous 7-foot body lying in front of him. Yeah, like I said, claw resting on the body. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I've got an experiment I'm going to try. So I'm going to try and scoot down the slope here.
Okay.
Can I get on top of Lorros? Like legs on either side of him, or is that weird?
I don't think with the way the claw is on Lorros's body, you wouldn't be able to stand over Lorros. You'd have to stand behind him.
Oh, how big is this guy?
This
The,
Nothic,
the Nothic.
he's kind of human height. He's about 6 foot tall. He's got a long, spindly, sort of bony arm reaching out and holding down on Lorros's sort of chest area.
Spindly boner. Okay, can I reach him then?
Can you what?
Can I reach him? So like within 5 feet, if I was to punch him or something like that.
I mean, what do you want to do? You tell me what you'd like to do.
I'm gonna go down the slope a little bit, pull out my special little bag of dust that I got, and I'm going to try and sprinkle a flick of this into his giant eyeball. I want to see if this stuff is good stuff.
That is an amazing move, by the way. I need to bring up. So what was that? It was Traveler's Dust, wasn't it? I didn't expect to have to remember what this thing.
The most powerful drug in the realm.
Yeah.
Apparently. Nobody else knows this.
Amazing.
I just Googled Traveler's Dust and it's brought up a really good song by Slim Dusty called Traveler's Prayer. So we're just going to switch over to Slim Dusty.
All right.
Traveler's Prayer. No. Okay. So you want to like slide. What we can do is we can have you slide down sort of next to Lorros and sort of just turf like pocket sand. Right over.
No, I'm being pretty like I'm not like chirping a bunch. I'm trying to sprinkle. Apparently, one little bit gets people completely fucked up. So
yeah. I mean, so what? So you're not going to be close enough to just like have a piece on your fingertip and go on its eye.
No, okay. But his eye is huge, though, right?
It's a decent size. It takes up like this much of a normal human head.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So what we can do? We can have
feasible. I'll do it.
We'll have you slide down. It's a bit of a maneuver. So what we're going to do is we'll do
these maneuvers.
We'll do an athletics check just to see how graceful you go down the side of this crevasse.
Athletics. That's a -1. That's rolling. Ooh, an 8.
Yeah, I mean, so you're not overly graceful, but because of that, I'm going to give you disadvantage on basically lobbing like some of this into its eye.
Yeah. What do I roll for?
For throwing? For like flicking? There's no precision roll. I don't know what.
Okay. I guess it's an improvised weapon, maybe. Or...
We'll just do a roll to hit. So we'll just do a D20, and we're gonna do with disadvantage. So no specific bonuses.
D20. Is it? And another one.
Yeah.
Oh, a 16 and a 4.
Oh dear.
Boo.
Oh dear. Yeah, maybe it's purely just the way that you're sliding down. Kind of like you've lost your little balance. You're not sliding down with style. You're kind of like fearful of falling, and in that kind of mayhem, you like manage to get some on your finger and kind of just flick it towards the Nothic, and it just goes past the Nothic. It doesn't even notice what you've done. Really, it's really got its eye on Lorros right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay, Miraqen.
Yeah. He's missing out.
I was so hoping that would work.
That would have been awesome. I don't know if you guys need a drugged up Nothic, but that could have been good.
Who doesn't?
So, can I see if he's paid any attention to the meat that's been offered to him?
Yeah, like I said, you would have noticed that as soon as it dropped Lorros to the ground, it didn't pay any attention to anything else other than Lorros in front of him. You've only got the arm there in front of him.
Very concerning.
I mean, he's got a little Redbrand arm next to him, and he's got a big Goliath body right in front of him.
Things are dicey indeed. Well, I feel I have no choice but to take out my short bow and take my best shot.
Okay, let's do it.
I have rolled 13.
13. Unfortunately, that is a miss. The arrow just kind of soars past him, hitting some rocks underneath the bridge behind him.
Such disappointment.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'll call out to everyone down there. Get out of there!
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
That's the one. All right. Okay, we'll move over to Sigg.
The situation is most dire. And also because I spilt my cider all over the floor.
You too.
So
It's a night for it. Actually, that's a very good... I'm just going to check
On the
if
floor.
everything's okay. Everything is still okay.
I managed to drink a whole cup of tea with no spill.
We're grown-ups.
So as Sigg can see the dire situation that his friend Lorros is in, he will again, like Mr. Baron, try and scooch down the side of the cliff
Okay.
to Lorros's aid.
Cool. Give me an athletics check as well, just to see how well you go. And while you're doing that, I just want to point out that we've been given another chair from Random Origins, who also has a nice point of inspiration he can give to somebody. And he's using the bleeding purple. There's a new way that you can do bits at the moment. You can chair 100 bits using the special bleeding purple chair. And that gives us 10% more than if you did it any other way. So thank you very much, Random Origins. So what do we roll here, Reece?
16, sir.
All right, so you're sliding down. You're pretty graceful at this. You've got your control. What is there anything you want to be doing as you slide down, or once you get to the bottom?
As Sigg reaches the bottom of the slope, he will grapple a hold of Mr. Lorros with one hand, and using his shield in the other hand, will drag his body away back from the Nothic.
Okay, well, the Nothic is going to get an attack of opportunity on Lorros's body.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. Let's have a look. What do we got?
So if he does like massive damage, it could just kill me outright. But hey, that's cool. I don't mind that risk.
Wait,
You take that risk if you want.
I feel like this
Last
move
time
is
I
really
checked, there was
backfiring.
scooching in to save you, Mr. Lorros.
I'm
You've
not
only
sure I'll
made him-
care if you insta kill me.
Yeah, so if it hits, it's an automatic crit because he's down.
Which takes 2 of my death save rolls
No.
away.
If he actually rolls a
What?
crit, then it's 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's automatically a crit because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
So that takes 1 death save roll away, right? It gives me
Two death
That
saves.
takes
Two.
2 death saves.
Oh, really?
which means,
Okay.
which
I'm
means
wrong
my
then.
next
This was the rule that we found out during the last session.
which means that given it's my turn next, that is my one and only death save. My one and only fail that I have left.
Oh my god.
I'm just on that note, and I've got no problem with Sigg doing what he's doing. Go for it, dude. I'm all for it.
Sigg, I'm gonna just confirm. I'm gonna confirm this with you before we go any further.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that Sigg was clear on the potential outcome of this.
Sigg sees no other way to save his ally.
All right, so seeing you grab Lorros by the arm and start pulling him away from the Nothic just swipes out with its claw. And that is a hit. That is a 22. So that is a crit, and Lorros loses 2 of his death saving throws.
Is there any sort of grunting or? Oh, you're on mute, Dave.
He was probably swearing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what I said wasn't for young ears. Sorry. I'm just making sure that I'm marking the 2 fails on my sheet, so everyone should see that update now.
Yeah.
So
So
want to make sure it's well aware.
so that was a 6 damage just for people keeping track. So what would it have been if it was just like because you can just kill them outright if you do like all of their HP in
Double
one
their
hit or
hit
something, eh?
point. Double their hit points, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you
I
did like
believe once
massive,
they're
massive damage.
down, it's their total HP, not
Yeah.
double.
Oh, really?
And
But in one hit.
because that was a crit, that was probably double damage, right?
Yes.
Is that how crits work? Double.
Yeah.
What are my hit
You
points? I
double
forgot.
the dice.
Double the dice. So I'll roll one more.
You don't have any hit points, Jonesy.
No, I'm just trying to think. Remember what my
Your total
What was
8 hit points?
yeah.
I'm not
I
sure.
can't remember. Hang on.
Let's have a look. I'm sure we've got it here.
21.
20.
Okay.
Yeah, 21.
Oh, well,
Yeah, 21.
that attack gave 10 damage, so you're
Heaps.
negative 10 right now. So you've been pulled away from the Nothic. So let's move everyone's tokens into where they should be. Let's just move them around. Baron's kind of like squeezing up next to where Lorros is. Lorros, it is your role.
Is there anything that anybody else can do before Lorros has to make his saves?
Yeah, Sigg, is there anything else that you can...
My one and only save.
A bonus action, you mean?
As a reaction, could I try to administer a potion as he drives past me?
He's driving past.
Or toss the potion to Sigg?
Pull one out, man. All you can do.
Yeah, I mean...
As my body drags past, you just hope that I get some of it.
I mean...
Could I check it to Sigg, though, as he moves past me?
If you had readied that on your turn, I would have let that occur. But
I have not yet had a turn.
no,
so-
you haven't. No, you haven't.
The beauties of initiative, huh?
Lorros.
I'm just trying to make this pull this out as long as I can because I feel it could well be my only turn this entire evening.
Do you get to add anything to your roll?
No,
Is
it's
it
just
your
rolling. I
bond?
just
It's
rolled
just a
it.
D10.
It's
I just click
you
save and
add
it
your
does
constitution.
yeah, add your constitution.
So if I click death save and roll 20, it does it all for me, right?
Oh.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
And doing it anyway. Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. It's a
Yeah, it's a save. Oh my god. Holy shit.
So that is two fail, one success. I can draw this out.
Oh
as
my
long as you-
god. That
And
was
please,
possibly
make-
the most tense moment I've had. in D&D.
I just want to point out that I'm probably the best person, as in player, to have a death save, given my experience with death saves with previous characters. So
Yeah.
I'm well
They look
experienced.
like-
Had a lot of practice doing this.
Oh
I
my
did this
God.
5 sessions in a row, remember?
I actually felt sick there for a minute. I was like, what have I done?
Yes.
What's going
2
on?
fails, 1 save.
Okay.
It's all good. Let's get on with it.
Okay.
You're welcome,
Even with
Mr.
this
Lorros.
character, you've done a few.
Perfect.
Yeah. Twice with this guy, I think.
Gil, you've just seen Sigg move Lorros away and a swipe down across, damaging your bodyguard even further. What do you want to do?
Is administering a potion a full action or a bonus action?
Using an item, that would be your action, right? That's a full action.
In that
Can
case,
you do potions on dead people?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that why the cheese you can't with the cheese?
We haven't gotten to the cheese yet, but we haven't got the cheese right.
All right.
Okay.
I'll cry out, Lorros! Pull from my waist this potion, uncork it, and just pour it down his throat.
Okay. So what's that? A 2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
All right.
Lorros takes 7 hit points.
Nice.
So is that 7 from 0?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, little man.
I like how this is, you're just like not even bothered by this. This was terrifying for me, Dave.
And then for my bonus action, I'd like to inspire Lorros with just a wee ditty. His
Oh, here we
name is
go.
Lorros. He does the axe job. He doesn't have any hair, but his axe goes down to there. His name is Lorros. He does the axe job.
Oh, dear. It's so touching.
Okay.
Take
All right.
a d6 inspiration dice.
Okay, nice.
Awesome.
And we've moved back to the Nothic's turn. The Nothic, having seen what he thought was his food being pulled away from him, he just kind of like, he sees this little Redbrand arm next to him and just sort of grabs it and just like starts tearing the flesh. off this thing, just putting it down to basically just bone. And he just spends the 6 seconds just devouring that. There's no other action on his behalf. So we're back to the Baron.
Oh, well. So it looks like he's busy. What should I do, guys?
More drugs.
More drugs. All right, I don't want to waste it all on this Nothic.
We don't know that was drugs, right? That was just
No, you don't
we
know.
saw you try
It's
to do
just my
something.
magic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the rest of that body?
I believe Sigg left it up the top of the crevasse area.
Just behind Miraqen.
Too far away. But in the crevasse. Okay, well, I am actually going to try this again, but from close up.
Okay.
So I'm going to lick my finger, put it into the little bag, and just tap it on his eyeball while he's busy eating.
Yeah, okay, cool. You just see him blinking furiously, just like, it's like kind of just blinking. And the more he blinks, the more that sort of green eye slowly becomes red. Miraqen.
First hit is free. Oh, I see. You know, now it's killer.
Also, Gil, you've been given the inspiration point from Maxime. So, thanks to the singing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. So, Miraqen, what do you do?
What have I seen of Baron?
You've sort of seen. You've seen him sort of leap over Lorros's sort of wakening body. And you don't really see, because he's kind of he's doing something in front of himself, but you do just see him reach out and just kind of like just tap the Nothic on the eye, and that was it. That's all you see, and you see the Nothic's eye slowly turn sort of blood red after a few blinks.
Well, I should like to yell, "Everybody, get out of there! It's incredibly dangerous!" And I will just remain up the top and ready in action for if the Nothic should actually attack.
Yeah, what any specific action you wanted to ready and if it was to attack, yeah?
I shall ready my short bow again.
Okay, cool. All right, let's move over back to Sigg. You're kind of crowded into this crevasse at the moment, Sigg. You've got sort of Gil and Lorros in front of you. There's no real way around them either. And you too have sort of seen Baron sort of reach into his pocket. You didn't see what he did, but you can see that the eye of the Nothic is kind of red now.
Indeed, Sigg heeds the wise words of Miraqen and echoes her sentiment to the party. Back, everyone back! And with his turn, he'll scramble up the side of the cliff there, towards where the body was.
Okay, great. You've probably got an action there if you wanted to do something with the body.
With the action, I will throw an ankle down towards the Nothic.
Not the foot, just like you've taken the foot off. And the bottom part of
the ankle.
Just the ankle bone.
Yep. It's more gristly. It'll take him time to chew it.
Okay, cool. So this
like a pixie caramel.
This kind of half broken off, torn off foot ankle piece just kind of thuds next to Baron. Lands next to him, and the Nothic kind of looks at this thing that's landed in front of him and kind of looks and notices the Baron in front of him now as well. For some reason, he didn't notice the tapping on he was too busy chewing away on the
yeah,
on the meat popsicle. Lorros, we're back to Sorry.
It's not my meat popsicle, please.
Lorros, you've kind of gained consciousness, so you're still prone at the moment.
Okay. So when Sigg dragged me back, where did the Nothic attack me? Where did he hit me?
He basically, he already had his claw on you or your chest where he'd swiped through a few times. So he kind of just reached out to try and grab a hold of you again. But you were pulled at the same time. So it kind of like came down on your chest and as you were pulled past. So it kind of scratched across your chest again.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you've got some pretty decent like wounds on your chest right now.
Yay, scars.
Yeah.
Chicks take scars, right?
Yeah.
Not myself, no.
Sorry, I wasn't including in that, Miraqen.
Excuse me?
1 minute she's offended by something, then she's offended by that. I can't win. Anywho, so I'm just going to drag myself up onto sort of like a one knee, semi sort of crouching position, looking at my chest and my hands and kind of in disbelief that I've been knocked down and beaten by this beast and I'm still alive, which is kind of confusing because I thought I was dead. Briefly take a quick assess of my environment, and I'm pretty sure I was conscious when I heard Sigg say get out, right?
Yeah.
I might not have heard Miraqen's initial get out of there given I was dead.
That sounds right. And as you've kind of, as you're sort of in that kneeling position, you can see the Baron in front of you. You can't really see what's happening, but you can see him standing face to face with this red-eyed Nothic.
Okay. So I'm kind of just assessing the fact that I'm no longer in front of the Nothic because that's where I remember myself being. And I've obviously ended up 10 foot back and I'm bloodied and a bit beaten up. And I bring myself up to a standing position and just kind of assess that I've still got my arms and legs and everything's still in one piece. See this gash down my chest and like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Didn't know that. That hurt. You know, stretch a bit. Seeing Sigg up on the ledge, I'm going to consider going up there, but I'm not actually going to go up there. I'm just going to sort of stand ready just because I can see the Baron in front of me and I'm just going to assume that the Nothic is kind of in front of him. I don't think I'm actually in any condition where I can probably drag myself up the 20-foot rise, so I'm just going to sort of brace myself ready to attack if necessary. So I'm looking to do is to assess myself and be ready if something happens to Baron in front of me.
Okay, no, that sounds good. So if something happens to Baron, are you just going to be using your axe? What do you?
I'll use my axe. I will. I mean, I'll ready my action just in case something does happen. I'll charge and attack.
Okay.
And I'll let you know what I want to do if anything happens. So
perfect. Gil, over to you.
Seeing my good friend and bodyguard taken to task like that, I'm ready to unleash a serious tongue lashing. And I call out, I was going to make a joke about your eye, but I decided that would be cornea.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay, I quit. No, kidding. No, that's great. That was awesome. That was great. It's a wisdom saving throw. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, he's failed that. Didn't even have to check. That's definitely a fail. It was a 5. So roll for damage, I guess.
He takes 2 damage and has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay. Which he was definitely... now that we're back at the Nothic. Oh, is there anything else you wanted to do? Did you want
to... for my action... Oh, sorry. For my bonus action, I'd like to call out, Baron, get out of there! Okay. And move up this as far as I can.
Okay. Well, it's the Nothic's turn, and you can see... The Baron can definitely see this since he's so up close and personal with him. And he's blinking. He's starting to get quite twitchy. Like you because you licked your finger and put like it directly on his eye. It wasn't just a single little speck of this dust that you've put into the Nothic's eye. Like you've put a decent amount of this the traveler's dust directly into its bloodstream now. And you kind of don't notice too much of a difference. He was already kind of erratic in his movements anyway, but he just seems just that little bit more so, and he can't seem to concentrate, and he's looking around, and he's got that arm sort of sticking out of his mouth. It's kind of just hanging from his mouth, and he can't seem to concentrate on you or anything. And it's like he's looking straight through you, so he can't see you, and he just kind of starts flailing with his claws. So we're going to do like a nice little with disadvantage.
He's getting like agitated.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't know if he's ever been this high before, Baron.
a bad trip.
Yeah. So he's just gonna
Got
lash
mocked.
out. He's gonna lash out with his claws. He did a 12. So sorry,
I have
sorry. That's.
question.
Oh yeah, yep.
I have readied an attack. Does that trigger before or after his attack?
That's a good point. That's you
I see him
basically.
begin to fail.
I don't know. It would,
Before.
it would depend if you tell me what you think, Miraqen. Would you think he's trying to attack Baron, or does he? Because I've just described him as kind of flailing in panic. Does that trigger your response?
Well, if his claws are going to be flailing across Baron, I should think that yes, that would qualify as an attack in my books.
Okay, all right. I'll let you roll to hit first.
All right. I am rolling. I want an arrow in that juicy, juicy eye.
Ooh, and with a roll of 18. Oh, wait a second. What's he like? He does have like decent cover behind the Baron. So let's have a look. We'd call that half cover. And with an 18,
You're way up high though.
Yeah, I was going to say
Higher than the Nothic.
yeah,
Almost.
and he's very high right now. With a roll of 18, we'll give you that. That's definitely a hit. And you're aiming for the eye, but it's because of
The obvious choice.
it's clearly his weak point. Because of his sort of flailing, you do miss the eye, but it kind of like digs into his head, and he's now just got this kind of like arrow sticking out of his head.
For
Poor guy.
7 piercing damage.
Yeah, and so because of that, he's flailing, and he's got disadvantage from the corny joke. And he actually rolled a crit fail as well.
Oh,
So we're gonna see how bad. Oh,
I feel
sorry.
bad for this guy.
Explodes.
He's done some decent damage to himself. What does he roll? What does he roll for damage here? 1d6 plus 3, so he's just done 7 damage to himself. In the carnage, he's kind of just like whipping his claws around, and he's managed to take a decent chunk out of. I think he's tried to reach for this arrow that's hit him in the head as well at the same time, and he's just managed to loosen the arrow, but also loosen some decent amount of flesh from his head as well. And in the chaos, he kind of like backs off under the bridge. So that's it looks like he's on the bridge. I promise you he's under the bridge.
Downtown.
But this opens up an attack of opportunity for the Baron.
Oh. Well, I
You
just
don't
had
have
my
to take
book
it if you
out.
don't want to.
Yeah. I forgot when I got to do it. I had my book out and I was just writing down some notes on what the effects would have been. And it looks like he's become very agitated. But I can't say. I don't think it's a pure experiment because he's also been viciously mocked and shot. So I don't know what the effects really are of this, apart from his eye going red.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he can't focus on me or anything like that. I'm just going to call out to him and see if this has any effect on his actions. I'm going to call him Iano.
Okay. What are we going to get you to roll? What am I going to get you to roll? Yeah.
Because I have this possibility. You said that he was previously a wizard.
I'm trying to think what you would roll for that. I'll get you to do an insight check.
Okay.
So you've
All right.
called it out, and now you're trying to gauge his reaction to it.
Iano, how are you feeling? A 15.
All right, so this thing is clearly just ignoring every sense around it. It is freaking out. Its claws are randomly kind of twitchy. He's looking very distracted by like he's kind of clawing at his head now. He's really not enjoying anything, and he just seems to be ignoring. He doesn't seem to be reacting to anything other than what's happening with the traveler's dust in his eyes.
Okay. I'm just going to write down, may have overdone the dosage. And I'm going to climb up here.
Okay, cool. So that was the Baron. Miraqen, back to you.
That can't be right.
We had
it was my queued up attack.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How's he looking? Quite weak, I imagine.
He's looking
I'd-
very
I-
shaky.
I'd like to call over to Gil and say, "Are we done with the plan of winning him over yet?"
He's hurt our friend. He's lost to us.
Personally, I think this is an abomination and beyond saving. We should put this thing down. I suppose I'll take another shot since I'm here. I've got my short bow. Here we go.
Okay, roll to hit.
I have rolled a
Whoa.
24. Not bad.
Is definitely another hit. What sort of damage have we done? Miraqen? What sort of damage?
Oh, I have done 6 piercing damage.
Okay, cool. All right, so again, this one hits him sort of in the side of the head as well as he's scrabbling around, and he's clearly starting to look a little worse for wear now.
Very well. I end my turn.
Okay, cool. Over to Sigg, who has just lobbed an ankle down towards the Nothic, and you've seen it just kind of like freaking out.
Sigg is insulted that he hasn't been eating his treat. So he listens to the words of Miraqen and pulls out his goblin short bow and looses her around towards the creature. Bring it down! He yells.
Nice. Roll a hit.
A 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Nothic's kind of erratic movements. Your arrow just soars into the small chest next to him, and that's kind of it. Is there any movement or anything else you wanted to do?
Sigg will just stand, preparing another bow, making sure he knows which way round to fire it.
Okay, cool. And we're back to Lorros, who is somehow yet again face to face with this Nothic, even though there's a little bit of distance between them.
So given the Nothic is, I don't know, apparently drugged or in some kind of haze, he has disadvantage on attacks. What are you doing with him on that one?
Well, he had disadvantage thanks to the cutting words, or whatever it was from Gil. Mocking.
In fact, actually, I don't need to know because I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind because as Lorros wouldn't actually know what would happen, so I just want to. So
okay,
yeah.
I will say you have just heard both Miraqen and Sigg call for this thing's death.
Yeah, that surprised me. Just when I heard that, I'm like, "What?" Like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the stories have changed. Okay, maybe I'll just sit back and watch you guys do this. No. So hearing, obviously hearing Miraqen say, "Hey, we should finish this off," or deciding that clearly that's the go switch that I need. Unfortunately, I can't rage because I used that like 2 sessions ago and I haven't had a long rest yet. But never mind. That doesn't mean would this be considered my first attack? Given I'm just thinking whether you'd let me use my reckless attack or not.
What is reckless attack?
Basically, when I go in super crazy and but I get disadvantage on the defensive side of things, so the attacker gains advantage. But it's only when I make my first attack. So I'm just saying, would you allow this to be my first attack, given I've just been resurrected, or is my first attack?
It's your first attack each turn, so
Yeah, there we go.
it would always be.
All right, sweet. Then this is going to be one of my reckless attacks. So essentially, I gain advantage on melee attacks using strength. So essentially, I go on with advantage on this attack. I'm also going to use that inspiration point, or that inspiration that I got from Gil, and I can't remember whether I'm allowed to nominate that before or after, but I'm still going to use it. So
Yeah, so you get to roll, and then you decide if you want to add a d6 to it before I let you know what the result is.
Cool. So I'll roll with advantage on the attack with my axe. I'm basically just charging in with my usual, I'm going to intend to split you in half eyeball thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what works. Where's it gone? Why didn't that work? Hang on, here it is.
So you're running right up to him?
Yeah. And It's a 12, so I'm definitely going to add my d6 to it. And it's a 5, which means that is a 17.
Cool. And 17 is enough to hit him.
Yeah, it does 8 slashing damage.
Oh, this is your axe again, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Is there anywhere specific you were trying to attack him?
Straight down the center of what appears to be his eye or his head or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. You sort of swing through for his eye, but again, he's flailing around, and you manage to just like sever his arm.
Brilliant.
His forearm is just lopped clean off and falls to the ground next to him.
Awesome.
And so what is that? So you get disadvantage
So basically,
on something.
so I gain advantage of that, but the attack rolls against me have advantage until my next turn. So when he attacks, he gets advantage on me. So you can work out what you want to do that.
The chat is asking you to update your health on D&D Beyond if you can.
I thought I had. I have.
What are you at the moment?
I'm on 7.
7. Okay.
At the moment, so it should be showing on. It's showing on mine.
Okay, cool. That's just probably just going to update. All good.
Yeah. Just takes time.
Okay, Gil.
What is? Can I see down here? Is that a pathway out, or?
It just kind of go from the where you're at the moment. It just sort of goes off into darkness. You can't really see how big or small it is. It looks like it's a pretty tight fit. Maybe like 3.5 foot across, from what you can gauge. But you can't really see where it goes. It does disappear under some rocks, but that's as much as you can see.
And how does the Nothic look?
You're kind of you're not being able to really see much from your current angle with Lorros's frame in front of him. You know from the last time before Lorros ran in, you saw that he was looking pretty bloodied as it was, and you can see that Lorros. You see the small claw from the Nothic sort of land on the ground next to Lorros as well. So you know there's been more damage.
I see. In that case, I move up to here. What do I see?
With the hole in the wall behind you or in front of you, I'm not sure which way you're facing. You can't really. It just sort of goes off into this tight little crevice. Maybe water once ran through it at one point, but at the moment it just looks too small for any sort of human-sized creature to be able to get into. It looks pretty small and cramped. But on the other side, you can see the back of the Nothic slowly sort of heading towards the back of this bridge, coming out of the clearing there. Coming into the clearing, sorry.
I see. I'm going to hold my turn. If he... Oh.
Sorry, I'll just make that up here as well there. So you can sort of see that behind you, as you sort of moved up, there was another little sort of corridor heading off to the west.
If he comes towards me or tries to move into this area here, I'm going to take my rapier and pierce him.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. It is the Nothic's turn. And all of you sort of at once just hear this deafening sort of like a scream of agony. And he's just like, it's in my head! It's in my head! And you don't realize all of you are hearing this, but you just know that you're currently hearing this. And it seems to be in a serious bit of pain and anguish, and it kind of just crumples down onto the ground. It's not dead, but it's just kind of holding what's left of its head after the damage it's done, and you guys have all done to it. And it seems just be a twitchy mess of a being on the ground. Lorros, you think you might even see tears coming out of its eye. Whatever Lorros might take from that. Baron, back to you.
Okay, I'll write that down in my book. Serious emotional reaction. Was that in my head? It wasn't coming from its mouth. was
No.
directly in the brain.
You heard that. You don't know if anyone else heard that, but you definitely heard it inside your head.
Yeah, because it couldn't do that. That's the first time it's done that to me.
Ah,
I tried.
nice.
Yeah, so, okay.
There was no kind of the others kind of felt something growing. It was just immediate in your head. There was no growing sensation. It's the same for all of you. So the rest of you, last time it spoke in your head, you kind of felt it start as a whisper and grow as it sort of creeped into your mind. But this was just loud and instant.
Right. Well, I'm just going to say that I feel kind of sorry for it. I don't know what we should do with it, but I'm going to ready in action in case it starts to get aggressive again to shoot it. But I'll just make it clear that maybe we should, I don't know, tie it up or something. I don't know.
Okay, Miraqen.
I shall move forward, staying on the ledge, and I call out, "What shall we do? This creature is so piteous, yet I do not know whether to end its suffering or not."
No, I'm in the same boat. I'm not sure.
Lorros, what's happening down there?
Oh dear.
Is there anything before we move to? Well, we'll go to Sigg and then to Lorros to get Lorros's reaction. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Any action, Miraqen, or just holding off?
Should I wait for Lorros to reply? Or?
Yeah, you can hold off your action until you've heard Lorros's response, if you like.
Right, I shall stay with my bow at the ready.
Okay, cool. Sigg.
Sigg has assessed the situation and drew a sweet little picture of the Nothic. He then puts his book away and moves forward and just nimbly past Miraqen onto the other side of the ledge here and engages in conversation with his party. "We cannot talk to it. It cannot stand up straight. It looks foul. I say finish it off." And Sigg will ready his short bow as well.
All right. You're not in the best position. Like, he's under the bridge at the moment, so I don't know.
Downtown.
Yeah.
In case he pops out.
Okay,
like a
cool.
little bugger.
Sounds good. Lorros.
Oh man, you love putting me in these situations where I have like choices. It's not fair. So
you've just heard Miraqen call out, wanting to know what the situation is. You've seen this Nothic fall to the ground, clutching its head.
So I'm just going to call back to Miraqen and say, this piteous beast is just quivering at my feet. And I'm just going to stop. I've got my axe, because I've just gone swung and I've come back. Considering just chopping it in half, but I've heard Baron sort of like do his morose, I want to, feel sorry for the guy. Oh, poor him, sort of thing. And that's playing in the back of my mind. I was like, am I going to get judged by Miraqen if I attack it and kill this piteous beast? It's just
I should like to call back. Lorros, it may be time you do what you do best.
And that's probably just enough trigger that I need. But that active. It's going to be. I'm going to pause, and I'm going to say quietly to this quivering little beast, "I'll put you out of your mercy, out of your pain." I'm just going to go straight to his head.
All right. I want to see
put him out of his misery. That is it. It's a mercy killing. All right. If anyone asks, I'm just going to say Miraqen said I could.
I mean, you got the go ahead, didn't you?
Yeah, she totally got the go ahead on it. It's a 12.
It's prone. You've got advantage on this shot.
Sweet, then it's a 21.
Oh man! All right. You've got 6 damage on it as well. This thing, you've come down. Where were you aiming again for this?
Well, it was just sort of kind of I guess a quivering little ball, wasn't it? So I was just kind of going center, split it in half. Not really worried about its head, just whatever appearance of his body was. I was going straight through the middle.
Yeah, so he's a kind of a scrawny, bony kind of figure. And your axe, while it hits, it just kind of comes down across its sort of chest and stomach area. And blood just starts pouring out onto the ground. It's still alive, just. It's barely holding onto its consciousness.
Okay.
And again, with just absolute power of its mind, you can just hear just like a sobbing, the screaming in your minds. And he's the I think that's it for now. You're hearing sobbing now. It's
Okay.
loud. It's very loud in your mind.
As my kind of, I guess, the last piece of the action, I want to just, how big is it? Like in size wise, how big would you say it'd be?
It's like if like a 6 foot tall human was kind of a little more hunched over and kind of is now lying almost fetal position on the ground.
So I just want to kind of grab it, and I'm just going to basically drag it behind me. No, not me drag it, but essentially hurl it behind me. So basically from under the bridge out into the open so the others can see it.
Give me a strength check on that one.
Oh no.
If I fail this, I'll be really upset. Strength. There we go. I think I rolled a strength save, but never mind. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah. Well, what I'll let you do with a 13, instead of like throwing him like to the other side of your token or your character there, we'll use this as like just a move. So if you want, you can move while dragging him behind you. Yeah. So you're going to be moving yourself as well.
All right. Yeah, I'll just sort of drag him out into the open and then say to the guys, "Have at it."
Okay. All right.
You want to finish him.
Gil, you've just seen Lorros like hack at this thing and pull it away from your view. So you saw him sort of like some blood sort of appear, and he's just like left these blood trails as Lorros has dragged him out of your view. If you were to move, you'd definitely see this creature looking pretty worse for wear right now.
I slide down the embankment.
Okay.
I begin to stride forward.
Okay, what you can see under the bridge, sort of as you pass it, there's like a chest on your right with an arrow sticking out of it. On your left is kind of this weird little contraption. Looks to be like a small kind of. It looks like it might have been part of the bridge. You're not really sure. It's a bit of wood, a small little box sitting on a small kind of bit of metal, and up against the wall, as it sort of heads up to the bridge, is this big kind of this metal, 2 metal bars that kind of just loop up into a small arch that's been held up against the wall. That's what you can kind of see. Can you get a sort of a mental image of that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
As I walk past that, I ignore it in its entirety.
Okay. Okay.
You drew the image well, though.
Okay. Good.
Drawing closer to the Nothic, I sheathe my rapier with my hand still at my belt. I move up beside it, and I bring my arm up under its arm, kind of hefting its weight. And I look at Lorros, and I look at the Nothic, and I look at Lorros, and I say, "Nobody hurts my friends," and I stab it with my dagger.
Ooh, beautiful. Go right ahead. You'll be hitting with advantage as well, so
22 for 3 piercing damage.
And where are you stabbing this walking eyeball?
Directly in the eyeball.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Do you want to describe the killing blow, Gil?
I think as the dagger pierces the eyeball, the pressure around the wound just begins to build, as though like pressing into a balloon, and then just more and more pressure on that singular point before it just kind of bursts and pops.
Yeah, and it pops everywhere. Like you are now covered in Nothic eye goo, and Lorros is covered in this Nothic eye goo as well. There's blood sort of from its side down has moved out of its body and down your side as well, and it just kind of like collapses to the ground with a thud. You guys are well and truly covered, and it kind of stinks. It's clearly it's clearly an inside fluid, not an outside fluid. Yeah, but you have killed our poor friend, the Nothic.
Poor.
Friend.
Sure I can. Yeah, exactly.
Having done that, now I just wanted to run something past you guys. Whether you guys wanted to continue using like the turn order to figure out what should be happening next, or whether you guys just want to free flow it.
I'm happy with the turn order.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Byrem, you've just seen this thing collapse to the ground. What do you do?
Okay. It seemed like a waste if I didn't investigate it. So I'm just going to make my way down the side of the bank and pull out my scalpel set and do a quick autopsy on it.
Okay.
I think we know what killed it. Just in case you're not sure, I'm pretty sure there's a stab wound.
Yeah.
Not the cause of death, but I do want to see if it did used to be a wizard and if it possibly had anything to do with the Iano. Because I remember you said it was a wizard.
Yeah, yeah. Give us a medicine check. Is that, what do you reckon? Is that a good one for this?
Investigation? Oh, it could be medicine.
I think medicine.
Yeah, we'll go with medicine.
Morticians are, or not morticians, but doctors work.
Oh, dude, you're gonna cut yourself?
It wouldn't have mattered what I rolled. It's a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Give us a roll on the D100. So just for anyone who's watching, anytime we get a critical fail,
Oh, really?
we do roll a D100 to see just how badly that fail has failed.
So it's not just in
It's for a little bit of everything, really.
combat. Okay. Could be like chop your finger off of when you 55.
All right, with a crit fail here, I'm trying to figure out what that could mean for you, Byrem. I reckon you've managed to open it up, but you've kind of done a lot of damage to the insides of this creature. You can't really tell, thanks to all of the fighting, and you've just kind of just hacked it open as well with your scalpel. You've just done too much damage to its insides. Maybe it was a human at one point. Maybe it's not. Is that a spleen? I don't know. What's medicine? And you just kind of leave this thing a cut up.
Tattoos that say "Love Iano's mum." Right.
Good old boy. Good old boy is like a tramp stamp across its back.
Oh, okay, he's a mess. This guy's can't tell him.
Yeah, so he's just a absolute cut up mess right now.
I'm just gonna roll my scalpels and that's it.
Miraqen.
I yell out, "My spirits, that's a lot of fluid!" And I try to daintily slide my way down to join the party, hoping not to step in too much of this disgusting mess.
Yeah, I mean, I think we might need to have a look at how you guys are standing in here. This crevasse is pretty slim. You guys are currently kind of holding on to walls and stuff right now. If you guys want to be standing at the base of it, you guys are going to need to get into some single file action, I think.
All right, I shall stand behind Lorros and peek around and ask, "Is everybody okay?" I'm not.
I'm okay, thank you.
I'm in one piece. Barely.
Yes, indeed.
I got this goop in my eyes, but otherwise fine.
Gil, can you actually, Gil and Lorros, could you give me a D10 roll, please?
Are you sure you don't mean a constitution check?
No, I don't.
A constitution check would have been preferred, I think. There we go.
6.
So I rolled
okay.
a 6 as well.
That's quite apt. That's all right. We'll come back to that at some point soon.
Awesome.
Okay.
Make a roll, find out what happens later. Yeah.
Okay, let's sort of carry on. Sigg, you've kind of watched. You didn't even see much of this go down. You've been standing behind a pillar up the top.
Making notes in his book.
Yeah, yeah. You saw Lorros pull the Nothic out from underneath the bridge, but that's as much as you saw. You may have heard a pop.
Sigg was pretty sure the beast was going to appear from the north side of the bridge. And after some length, he puts his short bow away because it's been so useful. And then makes his way down to the group. Fine kill, you lot. Perhaps we should get on with what we're doing, killing Redbrands here. I fear longer that we dally here, the less advantage the villagers have.
I agree.
That's a good point. Which way should we go?
Can we just check out the chest first before we bugger off?
I think there's time for that, surely.
It could be revealing about who and what that thing was, given
Indeed.
he seemed to want to protect it.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, cool. Who wants to go over and open up that sucker?
What, did it appear locked?
From that distance you're at, I don't know if you can tell.
All right, fine. I'm going to slush through the eyeball. Does it appear locked?
No. It opens. It actually opens quite easily.
All right.
Do you want to just? I don't know. I don't know. Do you just want to open it up?
It just looks like a normal chest. Yeah, there's nothing that I would look at and go, it appears dodgy.
It's just
Bearing in mind
it's just a battered old chest, basically.
Yeah, I'll flick it open.
Okay, so you open it up and you can see quite a bit in there. There looks to be like a decent amount of coin, some gems, a potion or two. But on the top of this chest is a longsword.
Oh,
and it's got this kind of it's encased in its own scabbard, so it comes with a nice little scabbard. It's nice,
special
a little silver cased scabbard.
Don't have a longsword. Oh, see, this
What
is
have you
where
found?
this is where the I want comes into it.
You guys can all run over and take a look as well.
I should also stride forward and have a gander, if you will.
Okay, cool. So you see as you sort of near, you two see this beautiful longsword sitting atop the pile of treasures. It looks like there's heaps. It looks like the Nothic has been sort of squirreling away anything that he could find in the bodies he was given to eat.
So these don't look like they would have been the Nothics. They're more likely to be the bodies or the people that's eaten. Yeah. The
Yeah.
silly fools that have won.
I don't think the Nothic had much want for cash. You know, he's collecting. He's just been collecting stuff from people. It's his treasure.
Okay.
We're all.
Oh, cool. I actually think I'm going to pick the sword up, and because Gil actually managed to kill the eyeball, I'm going to offer it to Gil and say, Gil, for your kill, would you like the sword?
I take a look at the scabbard. I draw it out, swish it backwards and forwards, and say, "Yes, a keen blade."
I think you've earned it.
Put it back in the scabbard, and just kind of look at this. Can you describe the scabbard to me?
Yeah, it's just this really nice sort of ornate silver plated sort of scabbard, right? It looks like it was really finely made. What you did notice as you were sort of swinging and giving it a test was on the hilt of the sword was just the name Talon, and the hilt itself is looks to be worked into the shape of a bird of prey with its sort of like its wings outstretched.
This is a fine sword. I I'm sure I could make use of it, or perhaps yourself or Sigg.
Or me. Because I am female does not mean I cannot wield weapons. Casual sex again.
It wasn't so much about that as it's a strength-based weapon.
It's a big sword. It's a very big sword.
It's a very long
And
sword.
I think you've already said that you're quite short. It would be almost, silly.
I would say I balance it in center mass on my finger, and I say, little heavy for my tastes, and kind of pop it back.
No one wants the sword.
Okay. All right, just put the sword
Well,
back.
Loris wants it, but he felt that given Gil killed the eyeball in such a and it was so honorably done that he deserved first choice.
So out of character, I can use it, but because it's strength based, it wouldn't be like great.
Yeah.
It can be held. It can be used one-handed or two-handed. Two-handed, it's a D10. One-handed, it's a D8. One-handed, you can obviously use a shield with it as well, which makes me think like Sigg.
Loris likes a sword but prefers axes. They're far more my style. It's way too much finesse weapons
and you can always hold on to it and sell it the first chance you get. Like, you don't need to keep these things forever. Like,
yeah, but it's a pretty sword. I'm sure Sigg would enjoy drawing it at least once.
I think Sigg would be the most suited for such a weapon.
Sigg, where are you? Do you want the sword?
Sigg looks down and sees the party squabbling over a sword. Yes, I'll have it, thanks.
okay, so that's a +1 longsword as well. So you want to chuck that onto your character sheet there.
Talon, awesome.
Yeah, so it's got like I said, so it's got the word Talon inscribed in it. The hilt sort of flares out like the open wings of a bird of prey.
And we want to see that next week, Reece.
You've got some work to do this week.
Give it a crack.
No pressure.
And so what else in that chest as well? You've got 160 silver pieces. You've got 120 gold pieces. You've got 5 decent-sized gems. A couple of potions of healing. And a scroll of augury, which I haven't looked up, so I hope you guys know what that is.
Who did we agree was going to be the banker for the team?
Mr. Gill.
Me, and now I'm regretting it.
Do you want to note down the coins and the gemstones?
Wait,
That's
so
not-
what was?
There was 100 and something. No.
What was that? Sorry, Joe?
Does augury not refer to fortune telling and the like? I sometimes do try to divine things.
Let's have a quick
May I
look.
have a look?
Yeah.
Right, can you just repeat the gems and stuff?
Yeah, certainly. So 100 and where are my eyes? 160 silver pieces, 120 gold pieces, 5 gems. You're not really sure. They look like you might get a few gold pieces for each of those. 2 potions of healing, and a scroll of augury, which I am currently looking up. Let's have a quick
Do you
look.
guys want me to hold on to the potions as well, or?
Can I avail myself of one of those, Gil? Please. If no one else minds.
I should think you deserve it.
All right, so augury, it's a level 2 spell. It takes a minute to cast. By casting gem inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divining tool, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM chooses from the possible following omens: wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad results, or nothing. So basically, you can take a look, and I can give you a 1-word response, basically.
Awesome.
As a druid, divination is one of my key skills. Would anyone mind if I take this?
No, you
Means
don't.
nothing to me.
I think it's between you and the Baron. But if
Can you use scrolls?
That's a good point.
Perhaps
Can
we
druids
could
use
study
scrolls?
it. Perhaps we can study it later when we're not almost dying in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
that's
idea.
fair.
It's eye juice around.
Can I
But
suggest that
Yeah.
Sigg take the other potion? As a frontline fighter, I'd like to see you in good health.
Thank you,
What's the
Mr. Gill.
potion? What's the potion give? Are they 2d4
2d4 plus 2.
plus 2? Okay.
Sig must admit that when the party was talking about what's in the chest, he was swinging that sword around and he rolled 24 and 24.
Oh,
It was a pretty good swing.
this is why we're actually trying to hit anything.
You've used up all of your luck.
Okay, so I get 6 health added on. Yay!
Nice.
I'm not completely screwed.
Okay. So
We could have
again,
used that to revive you next time.
what was that? Sorry, Baron.
We could have used that to revive you next time.
It's too late. It's gone.
I'd rather have the health to start with, to be fair.
So the other thing that's under the bridge that Gil sort of moved past before was this weird sort of wooden plinth on the other side, opposite the chest. On this little wooden plinth is a small metal plate with a small box on top. And,
Can we figure out what that does? I'm suspecting that it's something that goes off when you walk over the bridge to make it seem like you're fat.
Oh, you mean what happened in Lincoln?
Yes, I'm actually still quite sore from it. Thank you for asking. Yes.
It's a self-esteem defeat device.
Just like you.
This little box that's sitting on this little metal plate is it's almost it looks like it's got a little hinge on it as well. It does look openable.
Mm-hmm.
Open the box. Open the box.
Yeah, open the box.
Who's opening the box?
Can I investigate it?
Yes,
Let's
you
see if-
can. Can you please give me an investigation roll?
Do that. Here we go. I got a 19.
All right, so it looks like you're looking at it and you're sort of piecing it all together. You're thinking there's a small box, there's like a little bit of a metal thing, and these bars that go up the wall towards and sort of arch over. It looks like a really big, like a mouse trap.
Oh.
Okay, and it would be triggered if you went on the bridge?
It looks like it might have something to do with the box that's on the plate.
Oh, so if you touch the box...
That's what I'm saying. It looks like Baron's looking at it as like, this is a big mouse trap.
Okay. Can I try and... do we have a stick?
Are you relaying
Is it
any of this
your
information to
ankle?
us?
Yeah. It's a big... Looks like a giant mousetrap.
Use
Wait,
that spear
wait.
Redbrand body part.
What was that?
Yeah,
Sorry,
body
Joe?
Right.
I think you should use the spear Redbrand body parts instead of a
There
stick.
we go.
Does anyone have an ankle? What were you saying, girl?
You said giant mousetrap.
Yes.
Where is the cheese? I search for cheese.
Just give me a roll for cheese. A
As long
cheese
as it
roll.
doesn't make you touch the box. Leads you over there.
With a,
16 for
with a
cheese.
roll of 16, you can't seem to find cheese, but you can smell cheese. It smells like a real faint
Sorry about that.
cheesy odor.
Ew.
Cut the cheese.
And it you think it's coming from the box, from that little box.
Well, that's how you detract mice, wouldn't you?
Big much. Okay, so does it look like if I trigger this, the box won't be destroyed, right? It'll still be safe.
You've actually got a cheese right now. Nice.
Oh, 12.
Just drink one.
No.
Yeah, you won't know. You can only attempt to. You can't really tell. It's not. It doesn't look like the bar's going to fall onto the box. It looks like it's going to
Right.
fall past the box.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
Closer to you than.
Throw body parts at it until it triggers.
Okay, give me a dexterity check.
Dex.
Yeah.
Where? Oh, this side. Where's
Uh,
a 5.
oh, sorry. Lorros has got a cheese roll as well. His does damage though. Yeah, with a 5, you kind of. I'm not surprised that the barbarian of all things can do damage with his cheese.
I can do damage with anything, all right?
So you kind so what have you just thrown the body part at it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep throwing body parts, or attempting to. Other people can see me do it, I'm sure.
What we can say is that you can maybe spend the next 5 minutes throwing things at this box. Yeah, if you like.
Well, okay, I'm just throwing rocks and
Just-
shit like that. Come on.
So seeing Baron do this, I want to just grab a javelin and poke the box.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Because he's clearly missing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just going to look at it, kind of shake my head, grab a javelin out of the pack, and just
Yeah, I'm not even going to get you to roll. That's nice and easy to do. And you've as you do so, the box kind of flips away from this metal plate, and this big bar just loosens and comes slamming towards yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it looks like it's going to land on that javelin. You can, if you want, you can give me a dex roll to try and save the javelin, or you can just let this thing hit.
I don't mind losing the javelin.
All right, this thing just slams down and just splinters this javelin. There was a lot of force on this thing. But the small box is kind of sitting on the ground.
Cool. I just want to show the remains of the javelin that are in my hand and show Baron. It's like, that could have been you. And just I'm just going to drop it. Do you want to get the box, Baron, or will you let me?
Yeah, let's have a look.
All right, so 2 things happen sort of around this moment. We'll go with the first thing of Baron opening up this small box. As you open it up, it sort of looks like a small ring case now that you've got it in your hands. And as you open it up, there is indeed a small ring inside this case. And on top of this ring is it's a white gold ring, and it's got a little weird little symbol of like a small block of cheese just sitting on the top of the ring. What you have found is the ring of cheese storing.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So that's what you've got at the moment. The other thing that happens right now is there's been about 6 to 10 minutes since our good friend Gil and Lorros got splattered with eye juice. And what they were unaware of at the time was that this Nothic had a lot of the traveler's dust like streaming through its veins. And as you turn to show these guys the ring, you noticed both Gil and Lorros with blood red eyes.
Oh, see, I had the perfect lens for that, but it's gone. Come on.
Instead of tripping balls, they're tripping eyeballs.
Okay, I'm writing this down in my book.
Yeah, so you know exactly what's happened. As far as Gil and Lorros are concerned, the only sort of telltale sign that something is wrong is that you're looking at them kind of funny. Their hands are shaking just a little more than they should be. And when they go to speak, they do have slightly slurred speech.
Okay. I'm just going to ask you two if you feeling any effects.
What are the effects that we kind of feel?
What's that? Sorry, Lorros?
Sorry, what are the effects that we feel? Like,
all right, yeah. So you've got sort of slightly shaky hands. You've got a slurred speech when you go to speak. Other than that, you're not feeling like clouded judgment or anything, but you're feeling a bit odd with your hands, and you don't know why you're slurring.
So just my normal state of being then.
Worse than normal if you did have any sort of shakes happening.
Awesome. Yeah, look, I'm just going to look at Baron and like, oh, what did you do? Because I'm just figuring he poked the thing and like it exploded on me. It's like, what have you done?
Very powerful deductive powers you've got there.
I'm just blaming you for everything right now.
Yeah. I'm just going to hand them both some water. Just a sip of water. We're just going to go have it sit down for a minute. Let's find a place that's comfortable. And if you are feeling ill effects, I'm sure it will wear off pretty soon.
You sure or you're hoping?
I'm sure it's not going to last forever. It'll be really expensive.
Gil can feel like his heart beating like really high in his chest, and it's freaking him the fuck out. He's just like pinging eyes,
Okay.
just staring around, not really responding to what you're asking him, but clearly trying to come to terms with something or try to work something out.
Are these
Okay.
two all right?
Yeah, I'm just writing this down in my book. There's there's a couple of different effects going on here. One's just shaky, but one is having an emotional response. So I
Have
think
you cast a spell on them of some sort?
no. I was just doing an experiment on the Nothic, and I didn't expect them to ingest any ocular fluids from the Nothic, but they seem to have gotten right into it. So I think they might be feeling some kind of narcotic effects at the moment.
Oh no!
I'm sure they won't.
This is not the time for this kind of. Oh, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Well, just don't make a big deal about it, otherwise they'll probably get worse.
Yeah, so Gil,
Did
Lorros, you've
Did
just
they hear me say you're all gonna die?
yeah, you've just heard Miraqen sort of calling out, "We're all gonna die, we're all gonna die," and I think that's a great point since Baron is giving them water for us all to take a 5-minute break.
Damn it!
We'll get back into it. So you've got a Nothic's guts everywhere. You've just found the ring of cheese storing, and a bunch of treasure. And Gil and Lorros are not feeling the best.
And myself also.
You're not feeling. Yeah, you're quite damaged, but
in a different way.
in a different way. What's your HP at?
It's at about half. I'm only at 8. So.
Oh, how did you get down so low?
Oh, okay.
I fell off the bridge.
Oh, that's right. You did too.
Yeah.
I forgot that you damaged yourself slightly.
Yes.
Whoops.
Indeed, I am also feeling poorly from the battle with the Redbrands. Perhaps we should have a short rest. What do you lot think? You look like shit.
Yes, they do. Thank you for pointing that out, Sigg. I agree.
Are we safe to rest here, though? Do we feel like we've actually got ourselves in a position where we can be, safe?
You seem very, very lucid for one on drugs.
I'm just voicing what I'm thinking out loud. There is no filter anymore.
I think it's worn off. He's no longer slurring his speech.
Yeah, there should be.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
None of you can really understand what Lorros is talking about right now.
Lorros is basically muttering about safety and not feeling safe, and the world's coming down around him, and
So yeah, so that's
he's kind of fidgety.
yeah.
Is that Nothic in anybody else's head?
It's got a speech impediment, isn't it?
It's in my mouth.
I'm strong stuff.
Your mouth?
It tastes disgusting. We're not safe.
I'm just going to say that I think it's probably these are the effects of a Nothic's eyeball. Should probably not eat them.
A dangerous creature even after death. Perhaps should we retreat back to the Redbrand's quarters and rest there for a time?
Well, those people are definitely going to come back through there, though, right? Have we sealed?
You did
I
put a
think
little
that's
fire
probably the way
trap.
they come through. Yeah. If that gets rid of them, great. But I'm not holding that much hope for it.
All right.
Should we press further into these caves?
Yeah, because we know that they come through here, right? They don't go through the other place dust. So if they do come back, we could ambush them. Although that fire thing's probably given it away. And the dead bodies. It's like...
Yeah, you left a few like popped heads back in the where the Redbrands were hiding out.
Yeah. One of them's neatly arranged on top of some barrels. Like a Hannibal Lecter has come through.
I expect we'd only have enough time for the Redbrand's at the Sleeping Giant Inn to finish their drinking before they return.
Yep. Shall we? I'll leave it up to you because I'm fine with my health.
Mm.
But we've got 2
Miraqen.
people on drugs.
Yes. We have 2 people on drugs. I have not much magic left. I'm not feeling the best. And more importantly, we have 2 people on drugs.
Agreed.
Funny, that sounded like it was all about you, Miraqen, for a moment there.
I can't understand a word he's saying. He's just slurring.
He looks happy though. He
It
looks.
sounds vaguely sassy, though. Yes.
I don't feel so good.
That one you all understand. He managed to get that out perfectly fine.
I'm just going to try and administer a little bit of comfort there. I'm going to roll up some my sweater and put it down. Tell them to sit down. Just rest their head. Away from the eye juice. Let's go underneath the under the bridge and sort of hide and relax there. What do you say?
Very good, Mr. Baron.
For an hour.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Are we trolls, Byrem?
I'm not a troll. What are you saying? I don't want to be a troll.
We can
You're
play
under
it.
a bridge.
You're a troll.
Well, I must be because I'm under this bridge.
And all
Trolls are-
you guys are really hearing from both Gil and Lorros is just like bridge trolls, not trolls, bridge trolls. And Lorros is kind of like trolls. Just like that's coming from them.
Bridge.
So you guys are wanting just to hang 10 for an hour.
This is like that Red Hot Chili Peppers song, isn't it?
This is
Under the bridge
So
downtown.
that's what you meant. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Relatable.
so. But before you guys decide whether or not to have a short rest, there's going to be an outcome to this, obviously. Yeah. So, do you guys want a short rest? Because I'm going to roll the dice if so.
You're threatening us with this die.
Yeah.
There's an outcome.
There is an
Wow.
outcome. I'm rolling.
Indeed.
Can
Let us
I
rest.
just... I'll do it after you tell us the result.
Okay.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out on the entrance, though. That's what I'll be doing.
Also, I would like to ask, do I roll a hit die to get HP back?
So
I
don't
Don't know.
yet, because you actually have to succeed in having a short rest
Oh,
to
yes,
be able
yes.
to get stuff back.
Okay.
Are any of you guys out on watch, or is there?
Indeed. Sigg is watching.
I
Sigg
shall
is
peer
watching
in.
from the north.
Yes. Of course we're watching.
I feel like I'm helping you guys a little bit here. I want tell me what you guys are going to be doing going into your short rest.
I'm going to be humming like an incomprehensible tune and playing a wee ditty. Just it doesn't make any sense or like sound very good, but there's something oddly calming about it.
Okay. So
Sigg is watching the top 2 sectors, numbered 1 and 2, at an oscillating frequency of 5 minutes.
okay. All right. From within the chasm, you might not get to see too much because it's like a 20-foot rise. You'd have to probably be out of the chasm to be able to see what's coming from those directions. Slide to the side. All right. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You're all just doing sort of light activities, so you're not having to actually sleep or anything, right? So, but you do hear off sort of down this pathway to your bottom right there. You do hear your trap go off. You hear like the sound of flames, and you hear some screams, and then you just hear like a lot of like shuffling, some chatter, and then and then sort of shuffling around, and then nothing.
So my question is, do we successfully complete the short rest?
Yep. It's the full hour goes without anyone coming into this area, but you've heard what you've now heard. So I'll say that you heard that about 40 minutes into your rest. So you guys can decide if you want to cut your rest now, I guess, or continue with the next 20 minutes.
I need that rest.
Let's boost that rest.
Give me my rest.
Give it.
All right, Gil and Lorros, you guys are starting to feel pretty good by this 40 minutes. So you've got a little bit more lucidity with you, but for the last 20 minutes of this rest.
Everybody also gets to roll an extra 1d6 hit dice. 1d6 dice for hit points.
Nice.
So good.
He may be addled, but his music is just so beautiful. So beautiful.
It's probably better.
Oh, yeah. 6.
They say a lot of great artists find their inspiration in substances like traveler's dust.
So after this rest, Lorros is feeling very, very much better.
Okay.
He's going to
Don't
spring up.
forget to add your...
7.
Furry Blue Elf in the comments is saying, for the love of God, don't encourage him to sing.
Oh, of course, it had to be him.
So rough.
Yeah.
Disagree. As talent grows by the day, we must encourage.
Yeah, if we don't have a session with Gil singing, I end up being very upset. If I don't hear him sing, I'm going to create a singing puzzle just to make sure. The door won't open, but there are musical notes. Yeah.
I'm going to learn how to sing Fairy Blue Elf, and I'm going to fucking show you.
Okay. All right, what are you guys doing? You've it's been 20 minutes since you heard the scuffling from where you were previously, maybe an hour or two ago.
Hour or two.
Yeah, you've had an hour rest. Probably took a good hour fighting this Nothic.
Oh,
An hour?
Yeah.
That seems extreme.
That's how long a short rest takes.
Oh, it was the battle of the Nothic that was...
Remember, because it all started with you falling down
Credibility.
off the bridge, and it's been an hour, easy.
all
It
right.
was just Miraqen that fell off the bridge.
Yeah.
That's what I want that clear.
Oh, but
Yeah, you're right.
Before-
You're right. She was the one that fell off the bridge. You're the one that was in a dying state. We'll go.
I'm fine with that, as long as we're clear
Yeah.
about who fell off.
Before we proceed any further into the caverns here, should we check what happened up there? Did everybody else hear that, or was they still under the effects of the Nothic's fluids?
Yes, you seem much better. No, I heard it too.
Yes, I agree. Let us go check what happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. And also, we're not trolls, are we?
more.
No, not trolls.
Okay. Not even Lorros?
Not a troll.
Maybe a bit.
Little bit.
Okay.
Roll for
Just-
troll. Sorry. Troll roll.
Troll roll.
Do not encourage.
Okay.
Yeah, do not encourage.
Okay. So you guys looking at heading back? To the
I am
entrance?
concerned with the idea of heading back. Time is of the essence, and we've already wasted so much and have not pressed forward to our ultimate goal.
Our intention here was to kill the Redbrands. Those noises were not made by nobody. If they're still there, we can kill them too.
Yeah, and they could probably sneak up behind us when we least want them to, you know. Like while we're fighting something else, they might. I just want to see.
Perhaps
be an-
my thoughts are with Iano as well. If he is somewhere in danger, perhaps.
But it has lasted a couple of months.
With the time we've taken, he could have been dead a month ago. Or he
Yes.
could still be somewhere in a pit, eaten by a Nothic. You know, we could have just raided half his stuff from the chest.
Or it could be a Nothic.
Or it could be a Nothic somewhere else. This is true.
What? I see. I had no. What is a Nothic? Is that what that creature we just fought was?
Yes, and apparently from my studies, I know that they used to be wizards. So it's possible that was Iano, but it was such a mess when I autopsied him that there was no way of knowing. Even the greatest expert couldn't know that.
Oh. Well, if the party thinks we should head back, perhaps we should.
Yeah.
Let's just
If we
do a
just quick
brief-
about it.
Yeah, I think a cursory check will be good.
I fear we may come upon some roasted bodies, which may look very horrifying. So brace yourselves.
Sigg, would you reconnoiter for us?
Certainly, Mr. Gill. Sigg has his shield and sword at the ready,
Busted down bridge.
proceeds down the hallway, listening as he goes.
Yeah, there's no sort of, as you sort of make your way up here, all you can hear is sort of like the bubbling water from the cistern, sort of getting a little louder. But that's kind of all you can smell. You're starting to smell like some burnt. I don't know. It's kind of a gross burnt smell. It could be anything that's being lit by this trap that you'd set. As you sort of make your way through that secret door and into that main area, you can see that there's a few extra dead bodies added to this room now. In the entranceway, there are 3 dead, burnt to a crisp Redbrand. So it was a pretty effective trap. I ended on a tone like I had more to say, but I didn't. That was.
How many did I see when I was up in that tree and I was watching them walk to the town? How many walked to the pub? Was it 3 or 6?
It was like 5, wasn't it? I think it was 5
Right.
from memory.
Okay.
So upon seeing the burnt red brands, Sigg pops his head back into the secret door and calls back to the party. We killed 3 of the buggers. And then proceeds back into the main area to search.
I shoot Miraqen a thumbs up.
Very nice.
Cool. What are you searching there, Sigg?
Sigg is looking around the area for alive red brands ready to be killed.
Can you give me an investigation check? Thanks.
Sigg rolls a 15.
Cool. With a 15, you can kind of see up near the dead bodies that it looks like someone may have kind of run down the stairs, maybe back up the stairs, and has either died in the doorway or maybe passed through the doorway. It looks like someone had obviously been like flailing around with their clothes on fire at some point. That's what you can really tell from where you are.
Indeed. With that information, Sigg will travel back to the party. Looks like we killed all that entered. I propose we carry on with our search.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I can't
Great.
quite believe how well that trap worked.
Yeah.
Never doubt yourself, Miraqen.
Which way should we turn?
What's Lorros up to while all this is going on?
Just waiting by where Gil is currently where he was standing. I'm just waiting for everyone to come back.
Cool.
Kind of, still semi-dazed and recovering from said hangover, whatever the heck was going on in my brain.
Yeah, cool.
Not a troll. I think that could just be like a little Lorros twitch, to be fair. Yeah, so I'm just waiting until I didn't really want to go back into the room, so just waiting for everyone to come back.
Okay. Everyone
Well,
else?
do we know anything about each of these passages? This one over here, motioning towards the stairs, appears to lead down.
Yeah, from where you are, you can just sort of see that these stairs head down into a small sort of corridor that seems to be a decent, maybe, yeah, from where you are, it just goes down these stairways. You can't really see too much from where you are at the moment. Your memory of the sort of the corridor north was that it sort of turned a corner and you could maybe see the hint of some stairs around the corner of there as well. And you can all kind of see north into a room that just seems to have a bunch more crates and barrels. There's a lot of storing happening in this this hideout.
Great location.
Yeah.
Storage.
Do we want to continue forward?
What was that? Sorry, Loris?
I was just saying, do we want to head down toward the stairs like we were heading anyway? Given that's where the beastie thing was kind of protecting when we first encountered him.
Was he?
Well, he was up in here last week
Right.
when we jumped in.
Yeah.
Very good, Mr. Lorros. We will follow you.
Yes.
Wait. If you will allow it, I may use my gust cantrip to see if I can detect anything on the air coming up from the stairs. So
Whatever
I
that just meant.
use gust to draw the air from the passageway up towards us and see if we can detect anything on the scent.
You don't really notice anything in the scent, but you do manage to carry a little bit of sound with it, and it's just kind of there's a fair bit of chatter. That's all you can really discern from what you've brought up. It sounds like there's some deep voices, some rumbling. That's kind of all you can really discern from that.
Be at the ready. Do you hear that?
Yeah, so it's brought up. All of you can hear that in the gust that Miraqen brings up the stairs.
Cool. So we're heading that way?
Let's
After
go.
you, Mr. Lorros.
Cool. So slowly, I'll go there first and wait for everyone to catch up. How wide is that pathway, Regan?
5 foot. It's 5 foot wide. It's the same. Yeah, all these squares are 5 by 5. So
Single file, everybody.
So as at the bottom of these stairs, you can see it turns a corner, and there's a door to your left as well.
Is it a wooden door or what kind of door is it?
That's a good question. It's wooden. It's got sort of like an iron handle, iron hinges, and it looks like it's got a built-in lock. It's similar to the door that you entered this whole sort of area through.
Okay. So just kind of from my standpoint, I'm just going to put my arm forward and push on it to see if it's ajar or if it can actually open. Just want to see if it's locked.
Yeah. Okay. So the door just kind of are you just giving it a test, or are you trying to like fully open it?
At first, I'll push on it first to see if it's ajar. If it's not ajar, I'll just kind of give the knob a tweak to see if it'll actually will open. And you laugh at that too.
Give the old knob a tweak.
There you go.
All right. Well, you put your hand gently on the door.
It's almost like a reach around, but it's around the back.
We had that last week. We don't need to bring the reach around back.
Bring it around.
The reach back. You put your hand on the door and you just kind of gently push just to see if there's any movement, and there's no movement on there.
Okay. Cool.
Do we hear anything coming from said door?
That is a very good question. Can you give me?
Says Miraqen is still standing in the cavernous.
Craning my neck.
Well, I'll get the first. Get Loris to give the check since he's the one next to the door. If you can give me a perception check.
Oh God, that's not smart. Perception check. All right, here we go. 12. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you kind of like push your ear up to it, and you can hear some sort of gruff voices, sort of like almost like commanding something. You can. It's all very muffled. You can just kind of hear like a like it's giving sort of commands to something, and you can hear something kind of like
Sounds amazingly realistic.
Coming from behind the door. So there's definitely something behind that door.
So I'm just going to turn around. Who's behind me? Is it? That's Sigg. Okay, so I'm just going to turn around to Sigg and beckon to him to be quiet because he's in full armor, no doubt making a hell of a lot of noise. And I'm going to come around to there-ish. And I'm assuming that's another door in front of me there, yeah?
Yeah, so as you turn that corner in the corridor, there's another door to the north as well. It looks to be the same sort of door. So it's another wooden door. It's got another handle. You can see that it's closed.
Yeah. Okay. So just whispering quietly to Sigg, I'm kind of go like, 2 doors. Which one do we go in?
Open one that's got people in it, and we'll kill them.
Simple. Fair enough. So I'm going to point to the one where I heard the voices from. So here. And it's going in the sort of the typical army kind of code, point to the door 2, heard two voices sort of thing. See if Sigg kind of understands what I'm trying to get at.
Sigg nods and prepares to breach.
All right. So I'm just trying to think. Actually, I just want to kick the door in.
And kick the door in, you do.
Yeah.
As you kick in the door.
Get out.
Oh yeah.
Where are we?
Not even
Crikey! Ah! You have taken the inhabitants of this room by surprise. They are absolutely surprised to see this door. There's a small goblin that kind of just quickly just looks to you and just passes out. He just passes out onto the ground. He's just he freaks out. So what you see in this room, because it's kind of there's 4 beds. They're pretty roughly built, wooden. They've got just blankets heaped up on them, and there's dirty dishes sort of scattered around. There's just a smell of BO and sort of rotten meat, and sort of this is obviously where the 3 bugbears that you see in front of you, and possibly even the little goblin, have been living and sweating and just kind of keeping themselves. So there's 3 tall, furry bugbears. You recognize them as bugbears thanks to your interaction with Clark. And they were sort of just lounging around in the mess, and you sort of caught them while they were just barking orders at this little goblin, at this sad little heap on the ground now that's kind of just passed out. So he's fainted. There are 3 goblins that have just sort of been lazily lying around. What do you guys want to do? Let's go with you, Lorros. Lorros, you're right at the front here.
Yeah. So so Sigg said, let's go in and kill them. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I can see, obviously, this guy and this guy relatively easily. I'm not sure I can see the goblin fainting because I'm sort of just standing in the doorway. But either way, so from where I am, I'm going to charge in screaming at this guy in the scariest form that I can possibly manage. Just die! And hack him in the middle of his head, because that's what I do.
Yeah, nice. And with that, I will get you all to roll initiative.
I will click my token.
Oh shit, I didn't click my token, sorry.
I was going to say, give the man inspiration for a war cry, but that
I
cancels it out.
rolled 11.
I rolled a 5 anyway, so it was very shocking.
I've rolled a 5.16.
Oh, you're ahead of me. I got a 5.13.
So we need to add you in there, do we, Lorros?
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's right.
Forgot to put my...
We got you in there now. What'd you get? A 5.13?
Yeah,
Okay.
shocking.
Bless that tiebreaker.
Okay. Unfortunately, these bugbears rolled very well. But unfortunately for them, they were also taken by surprise. So they missed their first turn. Luckily, they missed their first turn for you guys. Gil, you're up front. You've just seen sort of Lorros walk up. He's sort of signaled that he heard a couple of voices in there. He's kicked down the door. You've heard like this familiar crikey come out from like the behind the door. And Lorros has just charged in with his axe raised. So the thing I was unsure about doing was whether I just make all bugbears Australian or if I was going to give them new voices, and I'm clearly gone with Australian.
Yeah. Bugbears are Australian. Fantastic. Yeah. That works.
It makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, Australians.
You're all bugbears now.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Gil, it's over to you.
I step up here and I say, what did the bugbear say to the Nothic?
And you just hear, wait. You hear from inside the room, just like, I don't know, mate. What?
Good eye, mate.
Oh,
that is actually pretty good. That's pretty good.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Which one were you aiming that one at?
The one next to Lorros.
Okay, I'll say that as you went past the door. He's rolled a 16.
16 is enough.
That's enough. Okay. Give us a...
It has no effect.
Oh, right. Sorry, the other way around. All right, you confused me. All right. Yeah. Okay, the bugbear just kind of calls back. Yeah, I've heard better. And that's... and it is Sigg's turn.
After seeing Mr. Lorros charge into the room, Sigg follows suit, and as soon as he enters the room, he spies one of his greatest foes, rushes over to the goblin lying on the floor, and drives Talon down to its brain.
Oh, it's on the floor, dude.
It is a goblin. It will perish.
It's established lore that Sigg hates goblins.
Holy shit. Give me...
Also, disadvantage, because he's passed out.
He's passed out, so roll with advantage.
An automatic critical, I would imagine.
Yeah, automatic crit.
He's unconscious, so if you hit, it's a crit. And you're with...
I believe it's automatic. I don't think
Failed.
Oh no, it's an advantage, right?
It's an
Advantage is
it's an
pro.
advantage. But it has to hit to be a crit, though, right?
No, if he's unconscious, you automatically hit, and it's automatically a critical.
Okay.
I
All
will
right.
take
Okay, so
that.
you didn't even have to roll.
If he's
I guess.
prone, you get advantage.
Right.
How on earth?
Wait.
Sock
Sock mentioned saying no auto hit. I thought it wasn't auto hit either. I thought yeah. Rule
You're
check.
the one that taught me this.
And I thought it was an auto crit if you hit. I still thought you had to roll, and if it was a hit, it became an instant crit. Is that right, Sock? I think that's
so poetic. It's so poetic, though. All the hitting and the critting and...
Yeah,
He's unconscious, not prone.
So I'm gonna go with that rule. Unfortunately, it's not. I understand that you could, I guess, just put the blade on his forehead and just slowly push it into it in real world sort of situation, but you still have to hit with an 11. Unfortunately, for the goblin or for you, it is a miss. You kind of, with the anger seething within you, you've kind of run up to it and just jammed the talon down into what you thought was its head, but with the rage you've just kind of just missed, and it's pierced the stone next to the goblin's head.
You need to control your rage, Sigg.
Yeah,
just control the rage within.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same situation as the Nothic. Yeah, I had to roll to make sure I hit. It wasn't just an auto crit for Dave. I had to roll to hit. Okay, so Sigg, I'm sorry, you've missed the goblin this time. I am sure you're going to have another chance at it. Baron, over to you.
Oh, it's me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I heard all this kerfuffle.
Yeah.
Sort of kick in the door. All right. I poke my head around the corner and I see these guys. I'm just going to cast Chill Touch on this one.
Oh, what have I done? All right, I'm just playing the little animation for everyone.
Oh, do I? Oh, okay.
So chill touch. What do we need to roll for that? It's a roll to hit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a D20 plus 5. Oh, it's still on a D100 from stuffed up. Okay. What do I get? Oh, 1?
Oh no!
I got a 1.
Okay.
Crit fail.
I'm gonna need a D100. Put it back to D100.
Oh
Put it
my
back.
gosh.
Because you've got
Twice.
Lorros standing right in front of you,
Oh.
basically.
Man, stab me in the back.
This is the first time that I've had to. It was the second time that I've had to
Which-
roll a D100.
It
But I haven't
is.
had to do it before.
Which one were you aiming at? The one in front of Lorros or the one up against the wall?
Well, they're both. Yeah, next to Loris.
Next it was.
This one, hero.
Yeah, I got an 83.
Wait, high
Nice.
is good. High is good.
That is good.
Yeah, that's not too bad. What sort of damage does that do if it was a successful hit?
It's just a D8.
Can you roll me a D8, please?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, roll 2 D8 and we'll take the lowest.
Okay, here's 2 of them. I got an 8, and then I got
Oh,
an
another
8.
8.
Loris,
Fire is good, right?
unfortunately, chill touch just slams directly into your back.
Chill touch does not slam.
Well, it,
Chill touch caresses.
it ethereally maneuvers its way into Loris's spine. And
Necrotic
unfortunately-
damage, and you can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
Okay, so you've lost 8 hit points, unfortunately. I even tried to do it with a disadvantage, so...
Friendly
Until
fire.
then, the hand clings to the target. I
Oh,
never really
brilliant.
had to bring this up, but yeah, you have a
ghostly...
ghostly hand attached to your spine.
Holding on to one of your love handles.
Hey, there's no love handles. Thank you very much.
They call that the ghostly reach around.
Okay.
Shriveling touch.
Shriveling touch, nice.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
it's the Oh, is there anything else you wanted to do?
Yeah, is there
I
anything
just
else you'd like to
my
do?
head back. Nothing happened.
Okay, it is the goblin's turn, and he's just unconscious. He's just kind of like he's almost snoring. He looks almost kind of peaceful. He's pissed his pants, but he's looking peaceful. Like he is lying in his own urine after he's pissed his pants. He's passed out.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. Miraqen, over to you. You haven't seen much. You've seen Lorros and Sigg storm the room and out of view. You saw Gil sort of tuck around the corner, and you saw Byrem walk to the door and then kind of sheepishly come back.
Nothing. To say.
Yeah.
I'll rush up behind Byrem and ask, "What's going on? What's going on?"
3 Australians and 1 passed out goblin in there.
Oh no!
And
And they've just rushed in there. Oh,
yeah.
terrible! Oh, there's no chance I can cast any kind of entangling spell now. They'll all be trapped and they're all going to die. We're all going to
Close the
die.
door.
Yeah. We're right all along. We're all gonna die.
We are all going to die.
That's
Can
a
I
fact.
go past
Mhm.
Brian?
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'll sneak past Brian and see if I can aim my short bow in the door, past Lorros to the far wall. Would that be?
So over to the one on the south wall. This one.
Yes. Would that be possible?
Yeah. He's gonna be sort of half cover behind Lorros, but that's okay. You can.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to hit Lorros.
Don't worry, everyone else has.
I kind
Just
of
take
want
a
to see
shot.
that. I do kind of
Take a shot, crit fail. It's easy.
I'll risk it. He seems to enjoy the risky situation. So let's give it a go.
Give it a crack.
All right, I'll give it a crack. All right, I have rolled
Crit fail.
a 24.
Yeah, you kind of you kind of step out from around the doorway and just like in one smooth motion, just let an arrow fly. And you don't even need to see where it lands. You know it's going to hit and you're back behind the corner of the door. And you blow a kiss to Baron or the girl?
To the Bugbear.
To the Bugbear, as you quickly disappear around. And the Bugbear just gets this arrow into its bicep, just kind of like shoots straight into its bicep.
For 8 piercing damage.
That's a pretty good shot. That's a really nice shot.
So that's what I did to Lorros.
Yeah, that was a nice shot as well.
Knock around the door and just blah in the back. Yeah.
And the bug, and you can just, as you know, it's hit and hit true as like from behind the doorway, you can just hear like, what the fuck? What was that? You didn't even see it coming. Lorros, we're back at you. You've got a Bugbear. You're face to face.
Nice words.
Yeah, as you came running in with your axe raised, and you've just been kind of like, oh, you've been attacked from behind.
Yeah. So I've come charging in, and I was literally about to drop my axe into this thing's head, and suddenly I felt incredibly cold on my back.
Yeah.
So just like, what the hell is that? I've got no idea where it's come from.
Or you can sort of
feeling very cold.
If you take a glimpse behind you, you can kind of see like a little bit of Miraqen and Gil, but you don't. That's all you really see behind you.
Oh, now that's going to screw me up even more. And it's like, what? Miraqen threw that at me? I know Gil wouldn't have done it, but the elvish druid has had some interesting conversations with me of late, so I'm not so sure anymore. I'm trying to decide whether that would have any effect on my attack or not. I mean, I've sort of been halfway through. Surely that's going to stop me doing anything.
That's up to you. I'm not going to dictate that. You've been hit, but that doesn't mean it's.
I just think like mid flow, it's probably like a cold blast, and then that kind of remaining cold across my back is going to kind of make me want to. It's kind of just going to So I think I'm actually not going to. I'm not going to attack the Bugbear in front of me. I'm going to stop, and I'm just going to go really perplexed, really confused, still aching and quite cold and sore. So I'm just sort of going to freeze. It's sort of like that's stunned me, and I'm not sure whether I'll shake out of it or not. But it's confused me, so I'm really not sure where it's come from.
Close the door, Miraqen.
And we're done.
Let's go.
So I'm just going to leave it at the moment. Leave it for there.
So that's your turn. You just want to spend it.
Because it's kind of, I guess, cold shock. Yeah, just completely stunned.
I am 100% going to give you inspiration for that.
I see that.
That is fantastic. That's a great move. Unfortunately, it's the Bugbear's turn.
Awesome.
But it's not holding its weapon. It didn't realize it had to hold its weapon right now. None of them do, and it's sort of you can see him sort of move his attention to this kind of the south wall, and you can kind of see some sort of weapons, kind of like some javelins and some morning stars sort of held up against there. But he just takes a look, and he's just going to do an unarmed attack on you.
So you should always have your weapon with you. That's a rookie mistake.
Yeah. What's that scratchy sound?
Not me.
Oh, maybe? I don't know. Okay.
Who's playing with Velcro?
I think it was Dave. All right, so I'm trying to think of what unarmed attack. It's just a strength, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, that's a crit fail. That's a crit fail. This
He slaps himself in the face.
Yeah, like he was basically, he saw you coming with your axe up, and he was surprised. He lost a turn from the surprise anyway, and he just kind of like clenches his fists and kind of just like freaks out and punches himself in the face.
This is like a Laurel and Hardy battle.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Big guy charges in, little guy just starts punching himself. It's like,
Yeah, he's only
You
done.
guys just start chasing each other around the room.
He's only done like a little bit of damage since it is unarmed, but he's kind of left himself a little bit sort of stunned. The Bugbear next to him, the one up against the southern wall, he sort of sees all of this happening. He's got this arrow in his bicep, and he just kind of reaches for it, pulls it out, and looks over to. And all he can see is down that hallway towards Gil. He thinks, "Oh, my friend's got this this Goliath in front of him sort of sorted, but he just reaches to his side, grabs this javelin, and in a smooth motion just turfs it down that corridor. Let's have a quick look. Now we'll say you've got half cover, so you've got an extra 2 to your AC since Lorros is kind of in the way. But he has rolled a 20.
That is enough.
So this javelin just soars straight down and sort of lodges into your sort of like side.
That's a good throw.
Yeah,
Half cover, how much points does that give? Is that 5 points?
half
AC?
cover is +2 AC. 3/4
Is only
cover.
2?
Yeah, 3/4 cover is +5.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So you got 7 piercing damage on that one. So that was a good roll. Good roll for him. This other bugbear sees sees Sigg with this sort of sword next to the goblin's head, and the bugbear sort of goes, "Hey, if anyone's gonna fuck that little guy up, it's us. You leave that little cunt alone." And he just sorry for the language, but we're dealing with certain angry race right now.
Bloody Australians.
don't say that about Australians.
I know. I was talking about bugbears. I was talking about bugbears. That's man, Baron. That is harsh. Okay, fire out.
I'm sure.
But as we learned earlier, children, bugbears are Australian and Australians are bugbears.
So the bugbear just runs. He's ignoring his weapons and he just goes to run and to tackle Sigg to the ground. So he's going to do. Can you give me a strength saving check? Okay, cool.
Sigg rolls a 14.
You see it coming, and as he sort of launches, you just sort of like steel yourself and just like parry him off to the side with your shield, and you just like knock him down onto the bed, and he's just kind of like he's a little shaken. Gil, we'll go back to you with the javelin having pierced your side.
Having the javelin pierce my side and begin flipping through my material and looking at them and looking nervously and going, your father was a hobgoblin and your mother was just a fucking shit ugly bear.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
On the one attacking Lorros.
I'm the one attacking Lorros. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, he failed the wisdom check. So please roll for damage.
He takes 4 psychic damage.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's just hurtful, mate. Oh, mate.
And I scribed that down for later. Improvised humor. This is probably okay.
Cool. Anything else, Gil?
I think at this point, I'm going to move away.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's Baron. Miraqen, you happy to let Gil and his newly acquired javelin past you?
I don't blame him.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll go back to Sigg, who's he's still got his sword like next to the goblin's head, and he's parried away this bugbear onto the bed. Sigg, what's up?
As much as Sigg would like to spend his time chopping up the goblin at his feet, his fury has been roused by the bed-tackling bugbear. And he'll spin his blade around and hack at the inner thigh of the bugbear.
Ooh.
And also kicking off action surge to chop both femurs and arteries up to little choppity chops.
You're going for his bugberries. All right.
Not me bugberries.
Just so many dice.
So one would expect that since he's prone on the bed, Sigg will take advantage.
Yeah. So one of those hits, and yeah, basically buries into his thigh,
Berries.
into his berries, berries into his berries, double berries. And that looks like, so what's that? 8 damage. Why is it rolled twice? Not sure. But we've done 8 damage to the Bugbear's berries, and he's sort of clutching at his berries, just rolling around on this bed. You haven't cut any. You haven't like managed to like sever any arteries or anything, but you've severed something, and he is like in agony right now. Okay. Anything else? That was your action surge, wasn't it? You can take one. Okay, cool. Any bonus actions you want to take?
Sigg will just yell, "Fiend!"
Okay, good. Byrem, back to you on the stairs.
Okay. Well, it's sort of sunk in by now what I've just shot Lorros, and probably I'm feeling bad for him.
Oh,
Yeah. I know I shot him, but then I was like, actually, he's probably feeling bad effects of the chill touch. I'm gonna pop over to here, and I'm gonna try and shoot this guy, this Bugbear, with ice knife.
if you hit me in the back, I'm going to be really upset.
But you won't know who did it.
No, this is true.
I'll be well gone.
All right.
Okay, what do I get? I got 23.
Ooh. All right. Even with the half cover he's in, that hits directly into this Bugbear's chest. This is not the first time you've hit a Bugbear square in the chest with an ice knife either.
Oh, and it did 10 damage.
Oh, that is
maximum damage.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And then something happens.
Yeah. Oh,
the
after
five.
that, I'm gonna play my own ice knife thing in a minute.
I've already played it for the stream anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, both of them have to do a dexterity saving throw of 13.
Dexterity saving throw of 13. So how is that? Everybody within a certain radius, or
within 5 feet of this guy,
5
so I
feet.
should only get that one.
Okay, you're not.
Yeah,
not
that
you,
would be mean.
We rolled an 18.
Oh, they both rolled 18s?
Oh, sorry. No, that was the one in front of Lorros. The other one rolled an 8, the one that you hit.
Okay, so that one, the one that I hit.
Yeah, the one that you got with the
Cool.
ice
Well,
knife.
he gets 2d6 damage.
Oh.
And here it comes.
Ouch.
That's just the 6 damage. Damage.
Oh, 6 damage. Sorry, I put him. All right, okay. He
16
is
total.
Yeah, 16 total.
Yeah, I know. He's not doing it. He kind of like with this blast, it sort of hits him and shoves him against the wall. But as it explodes, like this big opening in his chest kind of just like appears, and he slumps up against the wall and kind of slides down into sort of a seated position up against the wall. He's not dead, but he's looking pretty bad after that.
It's having a seat. Okay, well, I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over here. And that's me done.
Okay. Next up is the little goblin, who again is just fast asleep. We're just going to go past him. Shh. Let him rest. Miraqen, we're back with you.
All right. I think it's time to try out Thorn Whip for the first time.
Oh, no animation for that one. Sorry, streamers.
I'll just have to describe to you how, hopefully, a long vine-like whip covered in thorns lashes out at my command towards a creature in range.
What's the range on that sucko?
The range on that sucko is 30 feet.
Yeah, nice.
And if it hits, it drags it 10 foot closer to me. So if it does indeed work, I'll call out delivery for Lorros as
fantastic.
I cast it onto the guy at the far wall. So let's see how it actually does.
Whoa.
20.
20, not bad.
Yeah, so it sort of wraps around the throat of this bugbear that was already kind of like in a seated position up against the wall, and it launches him up sort of into the air, and he's kind of pulled with quite some heft, and he's kind of like almost off his feet mid-air as we go to Lorros's turn.
Oh,
Okay.
and it did 1 damage only.
It
One
actually did
piercing.
damage. Okay.
That's important.
It is important.
So as I hear delivery for Lorros and I see this bugbear kind of floating towards me or being dragged towards me with this vine, I'm going to turn my attention from the one in front of me, and I'm literally just going to swing to take his head off as he comes towards me.
Yeah.
Bit of a
Better
shiver.
Yeah. You were given warning. This thing is flying at you. There's no chance of it dodging, so you're going to get advantage on this.
Oh, fantastic. Loving this game tonight. All right, so here it comes. Let's hope it's not a massive failure.
It is
25, it's not great.
It is not at all a massive failure. That is a critical hit. And
I want head against the wall.
Well, feel free to describe this. This thing is, in your mind, is moving slow motion. You can see crystal clarity on what needs to be done here.
Okay.
This thing is just slowly making its way through the air. This thorny whip around its neck, pulling it through the air.
Okay, so as I see it coming towards me, instead of having the blade like that, I'm going to twist it in my hand so it hits the flat end hits him in the face. And I want his head literally to be ripped from his body and then just smashed into the back of the wall.
And that is exactly what happens. The bugbear's body sort of moves past you as its head stops midair and separates from its body. The bugbear's body kind of keeps that momentum and just kind of like tumbles through that corridor, through the doorway and through the corridor. And its head slams against that wall, the far wall, in just an absolute mess. The bugbear next to you is silent after seeing this happen.
It was more for his viewing than anyone else's.
Yeah. And he sort of analyzes the scene, and he just reaches up, grabs your axe with one of his hands, grabs your head with the other, and we're going to leave it there until next week.
What?